Okay, so we're going to explore now other issues, resources around this academic word list. So I'm going to kidnap your computer. 3, 2, 1. Bingo. Okay, and I'd like to go to that one that Ahmed just had. There, okay. So Ahmed was just working on this one, and I just looking at it, a few things. He did well. 100%.
What's the meaning of kayak?
Kayak is like a canoe. Yeah. A canoe, a boat for paddling like that, but a kayak has the top is covered, so it's just a hole for the body. That is a kayak. My guess is it's probably a North American, Native American word. Yeah, that's a kayak. So look at that one. Available fits there. Now, you all know that word, but remember our issue of collocation. Available for rent, available for hire, available, yeah? We often see that, don't we? Available for rent, available for hire. Have you heard those or seen those before? Okay, so collocation. So what is it to know a word? It's number 1, dictionary definition. 2, can you use them appropriately in sentences? 3, some of these are collocations. Not all. Let's just travel through some. So I just want you to keep your collocations hat on while you do this exercise and think, have I heard or seen that a lot before? Oh yeah. Okay, that's probably a useful collocation to collect, isn't it? So Mars has a surface which is somewhat similar to that of our moon. There's a collocation. Would you agree? Heard that before? Yeah. So in other words, learning similar is useful, but even more useful is somewhat similar, and also capturing the preposition, similar to. So I'd be making some notes here, you know, somewhat similar to. So my point is, if you are here, and some of you are, up in the high territory, there's still all this extension work you can do to really get to know a word actively. You know, I've said before that we've got receptive vocabulary. What does the word mean? Which is number 1, you know, going through and checking dictionary definitions. So when you hear or see the word, you know what it means. Here we're starting to move a little bit to active vocabulary, aren't we? A little bit, but with a lot of support. Okay, next step is, you know, independent use, active use of the word, and much of the independent active use of a word, I hope you're understanding by now, depends on collocation. Not always, but it's a huge element in good control of a word. What are the top, say, 4 or 5 collocations of a word? And again, there'll be a decay curve, this kind of decay curve. Your number 1 collocation will be very, very frequent, and then number 2, number 3. So if you get your top 5, it will probably account for probably a majority of the use of that word. We'll go to the collocation page in a minute. But let's just continue, you know, looking at these and look, analyse all the data. There's another collocation, isn't it? Analyse. Doing research into collocation. Most of these are like this, not all. Won the contract, yes. It is not legal to, yes. Clear indication, sure. Clear indication of, yeah. A major factor, economic growth, period of prosperity, period of economic prosperity. Most of them are, in fact all there, are collocated, aren't they? So just keep that hat on as you do this work, and somehow, and I don't, you know, it's over to you, how you collect them, how you take notice of those. The other resource, if we go back, where are we? Just the word here. Now I think collocation, this has been our most useful collocation resource, hasn't it? So again, we're now starting to build up a small collection of key tools and resources, switch from one to another. So let's try one of those. Well, legal. You know, what are the major collocations of legal? Good idea. Again, like anything with language, have a good guess first. What do you reckon? Let's have a group guess. Legal document. That's a good one. Legal advice. Legal obligation. Legal system. Contract. Yeah. Good. Always have a bit of a guess. Put your money down on the table. Yeah. Be prepared to win or lose. And we'll see. Legal action is a big one. Look, there are lots, and you could spend forever doing it, isn't it? But I'm just going to look at. I'm going to collect the big long green ones, which are your top 4 or 5. You know, these are the ones we need. Legal action, legal aid, legal framework, legal proceeding, legal system. Yes, we've got a winner here. Legal profession, legal right, legal protection, legal requirement. That's a big one. Legal advice. Well done. $200 to the winner. Legal limit. Yeah, there you go. So, you know, if you added up those scores, they would account for quite a lot of use, wouldn't they? So, again, maybe record those. Or again, if you want to have a remember our Just the Word website, how we can work with this, go in, you can click on that. 749. Wow. Right, in a minute we'll get all 749 examples of that. Right? I expect you to memorise them all, and they'll be part of the test on Friday. But you know, what I would do with these is just look at the simple ones. Look, solicitors in Wales are paid for legal aid work, but they say legal aid should be available. You know, don't even read the rest. Just have a look around the word and see what kind of patterns you can see. You know. So it depends what level you want to go to, but I just want to introduce that idea of collocation, especially for your, you know, if you're in that top half and you're finding a lot of these words are already familiar, you think, I know that, sure, but ultimately you're trying to build active vocabulary, and active vocabulary depends on knowing those top few, isn't it? Really, and just knowing them really quickly and being able to join them up and drop them into a sentence quite naturally in your speech and writing. So collocations are really important with this. So, can you see what we're doing? We're switching now from one resource to another, aren't we? So what I'd like you to do, just try that. What I want you to do is get in and find a vocabulary exercise from in here. Get a word and think, oh, that word, you know, okay, I know it, but I'd like to be able to use it more. And go over to just the word, throw it in, just look down the top green ones like I did, and collect the top 4 or 5. Write them down somewhere. I'll ask somebody in 5 minutes to tell me what word you selected and what were your top collocations that you discovered. Okay? Over to you. Just try that use of the 2 resources together. Ahmed, come and play around on this machine.